Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my reading journey. Today, as usual, I'm going to continue with Discourses by Epictetus, and I'll read to you the chapter 18, How We Must Struggle Against Impressions. So let's get started. Every habit and every faculty is confirmed and strengthened by the corresponding acts, the faculty of walking by walking, that of running by running. If you wish to have a faculty of reading, read. If for writing, write. When you have no read for 30 days or on end, but have done something else, you will know what happens. So if you lie in bed for 10 days and then get up and try to take a fairly long walk, you will see how your legs lose their power. So generally, if you wish to acquire a habit for anything, do the thing. If you do not wish to acquire the habit, abstain from doing it, and acquire the habit of doing something else instead. The same holds good in things of the mind. When you are angry, know that you have not merely done ill, but that you have strengthened the habit, and, as it were, put fuel on the fire. When you yield to carnal passion, you must take account not only of this one defeat, but of the fact that you have fed your incontinence and strengthened it. For habits and faculties are bound to be affected by the corresponding actions. They are either implanted if they did not exist before, or strengthened and intensified if they were there already. This is exactly how philosophers say that morbid habits spring up in the mind, for when once you conceive and desire for money, if reason is applied to make you realize the evil, the desire is checked, and the governing principle recovers its first power. But if you give it no medicine to heal it, it will not return to where it was, but when stimulated again by the appropriate impression, it kindles to desire quicker than before. And if this happens time after time, it ends by growing hardened, and the weakness confirms the avarice in a man. For he who has a fever and gets quit of it is not the same condition as before he had it, unless he has undergone a complete cure. The same sort of things happens with affections of the mind. They leave traces behind them like wheels from a blow, and if a man does not succeed in removing them, when he is flogged again on the same place, his wheels turn into sores. If then you wish not to be choleric, do not feed the angry habit, do not add fuel to the fire. To begin with, keep quiet and count the days when you were not angry. I used to be angry every day, then every other day, then every 3 days, then every 4. But if you miss 30 days, then sacrifice to God, for the habit is first weakened and then wholly destroyed. I kept free from distress today and again the next day, and for 2 or 3 months after, and when occasions arose to provoke it, I took pains to check it. Know that you are doing well. Today, when I saw a handsome woman, I did not say to myself, would that she were mine, and blessed is her husband, for he who says that will say, blessed is the adulterer. Nor do I picture the next scene, the woman present in disorbing and reclining by my side. I pat myself on the head and say, bravo, Epictetus, you have refuted a petty fallacy, a much prettier one than the so-called master. And if, though the woman herself, poor thing, is willing and becomes and sends to me, and even touches me and comes close to me, I still hold aloof and conquer. The refutation of this fallacy is something greater than the argument of the liar, or wrestling argument. This is the thing to be really proud of, rather than of propounding the master argument. How then is this to be done? Make up your mind at last to please your true self. Make up your mind to appear noble to God. Set your desires on becoming pure in the presence of your pure self and God. Then, when an impression of that sort assails you, says Plato, go and offer expiatory sacrifices. Go as a suppliant and sacrifice to the gods who avert evil. It is enough even if you withdraw to the society of the good and noble and set yourself to compare them with yourself, whether you pattern be among the living or the dead. Go to Socrates and see him reclining, and with Alcibiades, and making light of his beauty. Consider that what a victory, what an Olympic triumph he won over himself and knew it. What a place he thus achieved among the followers of Heracles. A victory that deserves this salutation. Hail, admirable victor, who has conquered something more than these worn-out boxers and pancratiasts, and the gladiators who are like them. If you set these thoughts against your impression, you will conquer it, and not be carried away by it. But first of all, do not be hurried away by the suddenness of the shock, but say, wait for me a little, impression. Let me see what you are, and what is at stake. Let me test you. And further, do not allow it to go on picturing the next scene. If you do, it straightway carries you off, whither it will. Cast out this filthy impression and bringing some other impression, a lovely and noble one, in its place. I say, if you acquire the habit of training yourself thus, you will see what shoulders you get, what sinews, what vigor. But now you have only paltry words and nothing more. The man who truly trains is who disciplines himself to face such impressions. Stay unhappy man. Be not carried away. Great is the struggle, divine the task. The stake is the kingdom, freedom, peace, and unruffled spirit. Remember God, call him to aid and support you, as voyagers call in storm to the Dioscuri. Can any storm be greater than that which springs from violent impressions that drive out reason? What is storm itself but an impression? Take away the fear of death, and you may bring as much thunder and lightning as you will, and you will discover what deep peace and tranquility is in your mind. But if you once allow yourself to be defeated and say that you will conquer hereafter, and then do the same again, be sure that you will be weak and miserable. You will never notice hereafter that you are going wrong, but will even begin to provide excuses for your conduct. And then you will confirm the truth of Hesiod's words. A dilatory man is ever wrestling with calamities. A dilatory man is ever wrestling with calamities. Alright guys, so thank you for joining today on this video. We're going to continue as usual, but tomorrow. Thank you, see you and bye.